What's going on, YouTubers? I'm Kevin08015, and this is the Breaking Bad Season 5 premiere review. I got a beer for celebration. It's a can of Nasty Ice. I have no choice. It was really good. Okay, it starts out, Walt is in a restaurant. He's got a full head of hair, full beard of hair, and, you know, I know, there's no other beard but hairy ones, but he was eating breakfast at a Denny's. It was hash browns, 2 eggs, and bacon, and he took the bacon, broke it in half, and then wrote 52, you know, made a 52 on his plate, so, because of his age, and he told the lady he was meeting somebody, and he said it was his birthday. And she's like, well, your meal's free. All you need to do is show ID to prove that today is your birthday. And so he pulled out his license, and she said, oh, you're from Maryland? He's like, yeah, it's a fake ID. And he was going by a different name. I can't remember what the name was, but you know, he said, I'm meeting somebody. Some dude walks in, and then Walt gets up and goes to the bathroom, and he takes out a manila envelope, puts it down, and then the guy takes out a pair of car keys and puts them on the thing. He takes the envelope, and then Walt takes the keys, and he goes to his car, and his car, not the one the guy gave him, he opens the thing, and he grabs his duffel bag, and he closes his car, and then he looks for his. Now the car that he was given looks kind of like Mike's car, but it's red. Actually, I think Mike's was red too. Anyway, you know, it looks like Mike's, and he opens the trunk of that car, and there's a big shotgun in it. So he throws the duffel bag inside it and closes it, and then there's then the opening credits. You get the point. And then it comes back, and it literally picks up where season 4 left off. You know, Skyler on the phone talking to him, and him saying, "I won." So then he went back to his house, and he took up. Remember when he made the bomb? He had all those ice packs all over the place. Well, he took all those, every bit of evidence that could make a bomb, he threw in a trash bag, and he went out and got the Lily of the Valley plant, and he put it in a trash bag as well, and put it in the trunk, got rid of it. Then we see Mike throwing food to the chickens, and that's when he finds out that Gus is dead. The doctor who was taking care of him told him, Gustavo is dead. So, next thing you see is Mike speeding with an angry face down the road. He knows who killed Gus. And then he almost hits a car, a silver car, and they kind of swerve, and he gets out. Mike gets out with his gun, and then you see Jesse and Walt get out of the car, and then because of the stupid fucking thunderstorm, I lost picture, and I couldn't watch the next 15 minutes of the goddamn show. When it finally came back, they were in the junkyard, and Mike was working with them and planning, I don't know, some bullshit. And anyway, oh yeah, Hank found the fucking meth lab finally, even though they burn it down. Hank went down the ladder, down into the lab, and you know, he's looking around, and he looks up, and he sees the camera, and they get Gustavo's laptop, which had all the footage on it, which would have put Walt, Jesse, and Mike behind bars for life. And that's why the three had to work together. So they built this big magnet truck, and they put a bunch of batteries in the back of this big ass magnet on the side, on the inside, so they could go up to the evidence room, because as you all know, if a magnet touches a computer or a laptop, it's gone. Everything on it, gone. So they drove. The plan was to drive this van up to the right next to the evidence room, and then he would turn the thing on so the magnet would, you know, give out more power, and it started pulling shit all off the evidence shelves and stuff like that. And then Walt turned it too quick, so the fucking truck went. It was like here's the wall. The truck went like this, and just chill on the side, so they couldn't, like, even though they shut it off, it was still hanging. It couldn't go back down, so they escaped. And then Walt. By the way, earlier in the episode, Skylar told Walt that she was afraid of him. Anyway, moving on. Walt was sitting in excuse me. Walt was sitting in Saul's office, and he's pretty much telling him, you know, hey, you know, this is why I helped your wife out, you know, this is what happened, and I promise you that Ted will not talk. And he's like, you gave, without my consent, my wife $600,000, and you didn't even fight for that point that I should be involved in that discussion. And he's like, look, I'm sorry, and blah blah blah. And then he pulls out the lily of the flower crushed up, and he's like, you know, this, you know, you told me the kid wouldn't end up, or I didn't know the kid would end up in the hospital, so it's been confirmed he did. Walt did do that to that kid. And he's like, you know what? He's like, take your stuff, get the hell out of my office, we're done. And then, you know, as you all saw in the fucking commercial, Walt got up and said, we're done. Oh, hold up, gotta put the bandage on my nose. We're done. When I say we're done. And then he walked out of the office, and he went home back to Skylar, and told her, you know, he said, Saul told me about Beneke, and she's like, he won't talk, I promise, Walt. And then, without saying a word, just slowly walked up to Skylar and slowly hugged her and said, I forgive you. And then it ended. So, personally, after watching all this, I think Walt has lost his goddamn mind. The fact that he took out Gus gave him this, you know, it grew his ego. I mean, it blew his ego up. So, you know, I think he's lost it, finally. I can't wait till next week, next Sunday, to watch the next episode. So, for this show, definitely 5 stars out of 5 stars. You know, you guys, if you missed it, it's on again at 12, so make sure you watch it. If you're watching this after Sunday, then sure, Hulu has it, or AMC. So, you know, thank you guys for watching, and I had a blast. I'm gonna drink more beer, and you guys have a good night. Breaking Bad. Batch.